I appreciate y'all because what y'all doing right now, y'all may not realize it. It's like y'all finna help tens of thousands of people become more aware, raising their awareness on their health.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I want to welcome you to Hits, Cuts, and Bruises. I am DJ Timo, the hits of Hits, Cuts, and Bruises. We are here with the one and only Dr. Joe Taylor from Renewed Wellness.
I am El of Hits, Cuts, and Bruises. I am the Cuts of Hits, Cuts, and Bruises, and we are gladly to introduce our guest today, Dr. Joe Taylor.
And of course, I'm sorry, I ain't mean to run over you. My bad.
Man, it ain't even that. You know what? It's so much stuff that we can talk about. We so excited that we have a real legitimate doctor
In the building.
And let's do it.
You got that right. So of course, I'm Bruises of Hits, Cuts, and Bruises, also known as Kinetic and Ken's Questions. So y'all make sure y'all check that out too. And make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Renewed Wellness has a page as well, so y'all make sure y'all check that out. Go and follow this incredible man. If anything, you'll get laughs from the actual things that he does. So y'all go and check it out. We gonna really get into a lot of topics that
Everything.
it's a lot of people that have many questions about the mystique, and it's like a era of mystery when it comes to chiropractic.
Lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
Misconceptions.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
So
It is, but it ain't, man. So many amazing things that we do.
Let's
We
get
gonna
into it,
get
Joe.
into
Let's get into it.
Dr. Joe Taylor, chiropractic physician, Renewed Wellness, West Palm Beach. We just opened our second location in Lake Park. Really, really excited about being back in Lake Park. I grew up was born in Riviera Beach. I can't say I grew up there. My parents moved. My parents moved when we was kind of young, but coming back to Riviera Beach, Lake Park area has been amazing for us.
Huge.
It's huge,
That's
man,
huge.
because this is the community. It's Black History Month right now.
That's right.
Sure
Being a
is.
Black chiropractor, Black-owned business,
Huge.
myself and my wife, who's my business partner, also a chiropractor. It's just amazing, man, for us to do because we really live what we say we do, right?
Yeah.
So we treating everybody who's been in a car accident, people who's having chronic pain, people who want to lose weight, veterans, everybody needs chiropractic. And we really just want to continue to educate the community on why they need it.
Right.
Because as chiropractors, people think that this is just like for a specialty thing, right?
Right.
Like if you get in a car accident, you go and see a chiropractor and then that's it.
Yeah.
But really, that's just a piece of the puzzle.
That's just a tip.
That's just a tip. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? Like, that's literally just a tip.
Just the tip of what you do.
Hey, coming next on Ken's Question. Just a tip. But go ahead.
Just a tip, right? You know what I'm saying? I know there's a bunch of dudes in here right now, but we know that the tip ain't enough.
Ain't enough.
It ain't enough. We
Gotta go all the way in.
All the
That's
way in, right?
Make you lie.
You gotta go all
What you
the
say you gonna do?
You gotta go all the way. And we talk about going all the way. If somebody comes to us and they think that that's all we do is pain and car accidents, and we didn't do our job.
Right.
Because really what we're doing is the most purest form of God's work. Because I do believe that God's greatest creation is the human body.
Right.
Right. After
I
planet
agree.
Earth, it's the human body.
I agree.
Right. And what we're doing as chiropractors is making sure that his greatest creation functions at its full capacity.
That's what's up.
So I don't want to get in trouble with the pastors who, they feel that what they're doing is the most purest. But at the end of the day, if we can help God's greatest creation function where it was designed to do, without medication, without surgery, I feel like that's my calling, that's my purpose.
That's huge. And the
that's what I'm
pastors
here
can
for.
come and get adjusted as well.
They need to come get adjusted.
They need to come and take some notes because you really laying hands.
Literally.
Whoa.
Preach.
Literally.
Even
Man.
TD Jakes come.
He definitely need to come. We gotta hit his atlas, man. You know, we gotta get that first bone in his neck moving. He gotta act right.
So, Dr.
His
Taylor,
model.
I want to ask you. I'm gonna ask you a question.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
gonna take off first, guys.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's go.
So, is there any type of qualifications or insurance or referrals that one would need to come to your office for an adjustment?
No, there's not. And it's a very good question. People often think that, you know, you need to have a referral from your primary. And I say it, you don't have to have permission.
Okay.
You are an adult.
Right.
You do not need permission from your primary because most of the time the primary is not going to recommend that you go to a chiropractor.
Right.
And it's for other reasons. We can get into that as well. But to answer your question, no.
I think I know too. And-
Medicine.
right. Medicine is
Yeah.
money. That's what
Yeah.
they're pushing nowadays.
They're pushing it, pushing it, right? So you don't need a referral, right? You can come straight to us off the street. You know, if you've been into a car accident, you can come straight in. If you're having pain, you can come straight in. Call and make an appointment, right? So no, you don't
What's
need
the number
permission.
that you have to call?
Yep,
Put that out.
561-619-8160. That's a very good question. I'm glad you asked that.
Don't say it one more time for the people in the back.
Yep. Louder for the people in the back. 561-619-8160, and that'll take them to both locations.
Okay, that's great.
So yeah, man, I had to step my game up, right? When we got the second office,
Yeah.
we tried to have two different numbers. I'm like, man, it's tacky.
Right.
They need to be able to call one number,
number.
press number 1 for West Palm Beach location, press
That's
2 for
cool.
Lake Park.
Now make it.
Yeah.
They make it
Ready.
simple.
One number. Whatever location they're trying to go to, don't need a referral, come straight in.
And if you're scared and you try to hang up, it's gonna call you right back.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh
Got
yeah.
that too.
The team is trained to know. Like, hey, we missed that call.
Let's
Call
call back.
back.
They call for a
Call
reason.
them. Call them back.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't mean to take over, guys,
No,
but,
no,
but I
no.
got another
Go ahead,
question.
go ahead,
I got
go ahead,
another
go ahead.
question. I might be here all night.
That's okay.
All
Let's
right.
get it.
So, with the adjustments, one thing that kind of, I'm not gonna say it freaked me out because every now and then I might, pop my neck or something like that. But the sound effects, do some people get freaked out, or do you have some patients that are weary of getting an adjustment because of that?
Absolutely. So there are probably over 100 techniques that a chiropractor can use with adjusting, right? So the most popular ones are the ones that involve the popping and cracking, right? That's called like diversified, right?
Right.
Which means that, we're moving the bones, you're hearing the audible release. Some people do get freaked out by that, right? Some people love it,
Right.
The ASMR community who just like get off to those sounds, man. right? But yeah, some people do get freaked out. But oftentimes the people who get freaked out the most and the most apprehensive about getting adjusted, they end up being the best long-term patients once they get over that. Once
Right.
they realize you're not gonna die. We've never killed nobody, knock on some wood, right?
From adjustments.
From an adjustment, right? And even though the media may make it seem like, oh, this one person out of 50 million adjustments had a negative reaction, they don't talk about the people who had a negative reaction, the tens of thousands of people
Of
that
medicines.
die every year from medication.
Right.
225,000 people die every single year from healthcare. Wow. And that's not
You
from a
never hear
chiropractic
about that.
adjustment. You never hear about that. Right? 106,000 people die every single year as a part of going into the hospital, right? 12,000 people die from surgeries that were deemed unnecessary after the fact, right? So you got a better chance of winning the lotto and getting struck by lightning 2 times in your lifetime than dying from a chiropractic
from an
adjustment.
adjustment. Okay, so when I was younger, my mom used to always tell me, when her neck got tight, Tori, come over here and pop my neck. I thought it was the most
You used to do
disgusting. Yeah, I had to. That's my mom. I got to do it.
That's wild.
It's better than busting a
He
zit.
wasn't even trained.
That's the crazy part about it. It's like people will be afraid to come to me, the professional who's trained on it,
But let me tell
but
you,
they'll do it themselves. But go ahead.
my
finish
mama
your
probably
story.
had no money to go to a chiropractor. To be honest with you.
Understandable.
So she'll be like, pop my neck, and I do it. A couple pops. That's actually how I learned how to do my own from doing hers. But my first time, I'm like, Mom, what am I supposed to do? It freaked me out.
Right.
And then when I heard the sound, I'm like, oh, I done killed my mama.
Yeah.
And she was, oh.
Yeah. Relief.
Yes, it was relief. So I know the pleasure you bring, but to me, it freaked me out. You do it with confidence. I watch your videos, and man, you're a special person.
You got to be confident, right? For first, yeah, you do. You have to be confident, right? But when you do it so many times, right, it's just like anything
Second
else.
nature.
It's second nature. You know what I'm saying? It's like if a basketball player, you say, hey, shoot a free throw,
Right.
they're gonna get up there, yap, boom.
Repetition.
Repetition.
Without even thinking about it.
Without even thinking about it. And it's the same thing for us. Now, when we first started,
Mm-hmm.
it was awkward as hell. Like, nothing.
Till you
right?
got your technique.
Right, and then you get your confidence, right? But back to your mom's story, though, right? There's two major takeaways I feel from that, right?
No.
So first, your mom was knowing that something needed to move in her neck.
Right.
That's what we call innate intelligence, right? Which some people in church, they'll call it God's divine knowledge.
Okay.
Innate
I
intelligence,
need to
right?
put that in my
right.
mental Rolodex.
Yeah.
It's there.
Innate intelligence, right? And innate intelligence is basically the intelligence of God in our body of knowing when something's wrong,
Right.
Yes.
right? Of knowing how to heal, right? That's kind of how Get Renewed came about, but I'll circle back around to that.
Like that.
But your mom, innate intelligence was telling her, like, something is not right here, right?
Right.
So that's the first thing is, even if we don't realize it, our body knows what it's like to be in the proper position.
Right.
So maybe she couldn't afford a chiropractor, but she was trying to get that. She was trying to get chiropractic treatment.
Yeah.
And you was her chiropractor, right?
Yeah.
The second thing is this, and I want to, this is a slippery slope what I'm about to say, but you didn't know what you were doing.
Nope.
You went and you did whatever you did to her neck. It made an audible sound, right?
Yeah.
That's what has caused the social media sensation of people wanting to do their own, pop their own neck, pop their own back.
Right.
Is because it is safe what we do. What we do is so safe
Right.
that even you as a child doing
Did it.
it, now you could have really fucked her up. Can I say that on the show?
Yes.
Okay, I want to make sure.
Yes.
You could have, yeah, like
Welcome
you,
to
you
Hits,
could
Cuts,
have,
and fucking Bruises.
right? You could have really, really fucked her up, right?
Right. Right.
But you didn't.
Right.
So that's why when we tell people, they be like, I'm afraid to get on the table. You going to a professional.
I'm a professional.
The chances of us really hurting you is slim to none. If we do a proper examination,
Right.
it's almost impossible to do. So that's one of the first things we learn in school. So those two major takeaways, one, that innate intelligence and your mom knew that something was wrong.
Right.
And two, how safe what we do, that you even as a child, not doing what the hell you doing,
Exactly.
you still stayed within the guidelines of not hurting her. Now, I wouldn't recommend nobody else do that, though.
No. Thank
because
you.
not everybody is so lucky.
Mom.
Yeah.
Now, also, you said in school, the mystique out there is that y'all not properly trained. Y'all don't go to regular schools. Y'all probably just went on the internet and got something from Trump University or some other bullshit. And it's like,
University?
hey, where do you actually, what is the process for
Yeah.
you to go ahead and, of course you're a doctor.
Right.
I respect that, of course.
Yeah.
But you got people out there that still don't even believe that you're an actual doctor.
They don't, right? So you got lay people who don't believe they were doctors. You got medical doctors who don't want to give us credit for being a doctor, right? So the first thing is this: chiropractic
They
school.
practice. They're practicing.
But that's all they doing is practice.
Everybody practicing medicine, whether it's chiropractic medicine, whether it's allopathic medicine, which is basically medication and surgery, it's still
It's
called
still a practice.
right? It's
Right.
I know, right? I'm throwing some big words at it. I made sure, right? Right.
Those 13 letters.
Hey, if you ask me to spell it right now, I'll probably spell that shit right. Don't worry about that. So don't feel bad, right? But at the end of the day, though, right? It's like the schooling that we go through.
Yeah.
The first year is equivalent to medical school.
That's what's
Wow.
People don't
what's
know
up.
that, right?
Wow.
Of chiropractic school. So you have to have a bachelor's degree, right?
Right.
So you have to have a 4-year degree, and there's certain prerequisites that you have to complete before you can even start chiropractic school. Chiropractic school itself is another 3.25 years.
Wow.
So 7 and a half years is what it takes to become a chiropractor.
So you've been training quite a long time to do this profession that you're doing.
Right.
So you know what you're doing.
We know,
right.
I know my shit, right? So like as a chiropractor, like there's a lot of repetition that goes into it, but also like I said, the first year is equivalent to medical school,
Right.
and in some cases we actually do more hours of education than a medical doctor.
That's what's up.
But after that first year, then we branch off into the philosophy of chiropractic when they branch off into the philosophy or whatever the medical school is like. I never
Right.
been to medical school before.
Right.
But so we do a lot of training, one, to get that doctorate degree.
That's what's
But
up.
there's a lot of repetition. We have to get over 200 and some actual adjustments before we can even graduate. And we were in the clinic, so we were fucking each other up.
Yeah.
In the clinic to where we would go to where it was like homeless people or like lower income people, and they couldn't afford chiropractic care. So that was like our outreach. That was a part of what we had to do. We had to get our hours of
That's what's
of
up.
adjustments.
Because you
and
can't do it
stuff.
on a mannequin.
No, you can't do it on a mannequin.
Not gonna
So
get
like
that
in the
pop.
first couple of years of chiropractic school, we was fucking each other up.
Yeah.
Like, so we wore some bad adjustments
Right.
because we was learning. But
Right.
you can't do it now. Nowadays, during COVID, they changed it up to where kids who are people who are going through chiropractic school because of COVID, social distancing, they couldn't actually get hands on. So some of the chiropractors, unfortunately, some of the chiropractors who are coming out in the next couple of years or have come out since COVID,
Don't have their hands on training.
nah, some of them like they were setting up doing demonstrations on pillows. The way they were doing their practicals, we used to have to do it on a real person. Set up, what's your line of drive, what's your contact point. They were doing it over Zoom on a pillow.
Yeah, that's different. That's different. Yeah.
Right, so it's unfortunate, but those students definitely need some. We get a lot of people, students who come from Kaiser, they come in and do some shadowing, and that's vitally important for them because, unfortunately, because of COVID, it changed.
They didn't get the proper
course of
training.
Right. So some of them are coming out not knowing how to adjust, and they're having to learn it after the fact. Now they're gonna learn it, so I don't want to make it seem like, oh, this generation of
Don't go to
chiropractors
them.
is gonna suck. Right?
Right.
No. But they're gonna have to go that extra mile to learn it when we were because COVID. I mean,
And
COVID
they may
messed up a
have
lot of
to
stuff.
learn it with actual, possibly patients instead of like you guys had the hands on with people
Yeah.
that were less fortunate
Right.
to get to do some training, some
Yeah.
hands-on training.
But it's a lot of training, man. One of the first things they teach us in chiropractic school is how not to hurt somebody, right?
Right.
So I got a question.
All right.
As someone who's never been to a chiropractor at
Mm-hmm.
all, I used to pop my knuckles, and I stopped.
Mm-hmm.
I probably stopped about 10 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
but I promise you, 30 years that I was.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of harm, or is there any kind of harm that can be done to that?
Very good question. We get that a lot too. So you probably your parents or grandparents probably told you if you do that, you're gonna get what?
You're gonna get arthritis.
Arthritis,
You're gonna get the
right.
ritis.
Yeah.
You're gonna be stuck like this.
Yeah. So there's some truth to that, but it's more myth than truth, right?
Okay.
So here's the thing: when you crack your fingers, right? If you're going in the direction that the fingers were supposed to go, which is basically where they've been this way, that's better. The harm is really when you start going in the opposite
no, I don't do
direction. What's even better than all of that is just
Pulling it out.
Pulling is better because you're gapping the joint, and that's closer to what we're actually doing. Now, the problem with doing this to your fingers is, like you said, for them 30 years, how many times a day would you do it?
Oh, no,
Countless.
I just want to hit a sound.
Right, you just want to hit it sound. So it wasn't even that you needed relief.
No.
So you just different. It's totally different, right? But now you're not alone though, right? Most people do though. But what I'm saying though, like it becomes a habit. And when you do it so much, that's where the damage comes. It's not from that one time that you do it. If you're going in the direction that your joint's supposed to go, then it's not really no harm. But the fact that you're doing it 10, 20 times a day, that's where, because it starts to make the ligaments within the fingers get loose. And when those ligaments get overstretched, it's like a rubber band that gets stretched to where now it don't come back as tight. So
Right.
now it's going to cause more motion within there.
Okay.
And that's where the joints start to swell because now that's what can start onset of arthritis.
Okay.
So it's more the repetition of doing it so much. Because even like a chiropractic adjustment, it's the most amazing thing in the world. We're taking pressure off of the nerves, off of the disc, the joints moving better. But if I adjust you 10 times a day, that's not going to be good.
Right.
There's going to be some negative consequences to that. And that's really what I try to get people to know when it comes to cracking your knuckles is that as long as you're not going against it, if you did it once a day at the most, then you'd be fine.
Okay.
But the chance of doing that or what?
It was,
Slim
I guess
enough.
it's been so
Because it's a
long.
habit.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Joe, it sounded like King gonna have some issues down the line. That's what it sounded
It's
like.
possible.
You already got a control.
It's
You're
been
not-
so, but it's been so long since even when I just said it, I realized that because I could
Oh my God.
I can just do that.
Your phalanges are gonna be
Yeah.
ruined.
Right. But you know what though? A part of the reason why when you just do this now and it make noise is probably because you've overstretched those
pop,
ligaments.
Yeah.
So now you got extra movement.
I've
So
never
now
seen
just doing
anybody do that.
Yeah, he probably
Really?
No, you don't have to show me again.
He ready. He ready to put it next to the microphone.
He probably got what Bruce Lee got.
I've never seen that.
Bruce Lee got that same thing.
But like even like
Bruce Leroy.
like double
About to say
double
he got it,
look at
man.
that. Like things
Oh,
like
no,
that.
that's the hereditary right now.
Yeah.
It's like
That is crazy. Who practiced that?
I don't know.
But you know what though? We all put together different, right?
Yeah.
So that could be your normal
Double joint.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Yeah, it's called double jointed. You know, it's an old school term for it.
Mm-hmm.
Or just like even when we take X-rays of somebody, right? Everybody bones don't look the same, even though it's textbook the way the bones should look.
Right.
We look at some people X-rays and that shit be looking way different.
Wow.
because it's called a congenital anomaly, which basically means like that's their normal.
Right.
Some people are born with some of their bones fused together. So the fact that you have certain little quirky things is just like it's not gonna make or break your health. But if you overdo it with self-adjusting, is what it's called. Especially if you're doing all this,
Oh, yeah.
No, I don't do none of that.
don't do that, man. Don't ever do that.
Wow.
Because it's such a slim area for margin. Margin of error is what I'm trying to say. Because it's a very small margin of error when it comes to the neck. Because you're talking about this much space between the bones and the spinal cord and the spinal nerves that actually have to come out a little openings in there. So now you just start turning and twisting haphazardly. You really just saying, God, take the wheel and don't let me.
Hope for the best.
Hope for the best. Because that's really what you're doing.
Are there numbers on people who have injured themselves like that?
There's numbers of people who come in my office. I've had people who come in there, can't move their neck, can't move their back because I've been doing this for years. I've been popping my neck for years. And that's the thing. It's like, just because, like, I mean, somebody can play Russian roulette for years and win. Oh, I won.
Yeah.
And at one time, they blow their brains out, right? So there's no guarantee that you will or won't hurt yourself.
Right.
But the chances of you hurting yourself are a lot higher the more you do it. But the take home is most of the time people feel the urge to self-adjust is because their innate intelligence again is telling them something's not moving right. And the reason why when they do it, they have to do it again in another 30 minutes because their body's saying what needed to move still didn't move.
Right.
So when you do it on your own, the low-hanging fruit is what you get.
Okay.
The ones that really don't need to move or the ones that you move so much that it's going to make that popping sound and make you think you did something.
Right.
But the one that's really stuck, it's still stuck.
Right.
And that's why you have that urge to keep doing it.
Okay.
So just to kind of just a follow up. So let's say, for example, I will always get the question, hey, why y'all go to a strip club? Because I want to see a professional do this. I don't want to see amateur hour.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
want to see professional.
we need, so you can't be, an amateur. You got to go see someone like yourself as a professional to go ahead and get those type of adjustments.
Absolutely. I mean, think about it like this. Like, would you fill your own cavity?
Hell no.
Would you do your own root canal?
Hell no.
Would you, God forbid, you had something going on with your nuts? Would you try to say, you know what, I'm gonna fix it myself?
Hell no.
Right?
Fix my own hernia.
let me just twist that motherfucker like that. Right? It's
Baby, it look better, baby. Yeah, adjustment did it work.
Shit ain't hanging out here.
Right? Yeah, it don't. Right? So that's the thing, though, right? So when you think about
Good analogy.
so when you think about your nervous system, your spine and your spinal cord literally control everything in your body.
Yeah.
But people would say, oh, no, I'm going to do it myself.
That's crazy.
This can literally turn your power off.
Yeah.
Like,
And I've done it, but now that you speaking on it like that, it's crazy.
But I'm sure it's been many people. That's why I brought up. It's like, hey, we do these things. You it's without that knowledge,
Right.
But it's like, oh, I've been doing it, so
Knowledge is
I'm gonna continue doing it. You know, and I think that's why it's so important.
Yeah.
For you to even come on and explain this to us.
Absolutely.
I'll be setting me up something.
We got to set it up, man. Set it up, man. We could even do something to where, if they mention hits, cuts, and bruises, that we give them a discount on their initial visit. Something like that. I'm definitely open to doing that because I appreciate y'all. Because what y'all doing right now, y'all may not realize it. It's like y'all finna help tens of thousands of people become more aware. Raising their awareness on their health is huge, man.
Yeah.
That's right.
So absolutely, man. I applaud y'all for bringing, a nigga like me on here that's finna shoot this real shit.
Doctor.
You know what I'm saying?
Dr. Joe Taylor.
That's
come
really
on,
just gonna educate people, man. So I applaud y'all. Yeah.
Well, listen. We applaud you. Yeah. Well, let me tell you. We applaud you for coming on because we know your time is important and you busy adjusting people all day and taking care of people's health.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you have long days and you're informing us on stuff. Like I say, I'm gonna set me up a scale. I need to be adjusted.
Yeah.
So I'm coming in there with the camera.
Sign me up for the weight
Absolutely.
loss.
Yeah.
We
got that too.
Hey, we gonna get you a BBL.
Damn. Yeah, he did that on camera.
Shit. I'm gonna tell you. I'm just throwing that out there. I read that.
You think about
dudes
it. You wanna
actually
see
doing
it,
BBL.
Wait, dude's doing BBLs?
Yes, that's the craziest shit I've ever heard.
I will never do
Yeah,
that.
I don't want to go off the. That's a whole
never,
other
that's never
avenue.
gonna happen with me. Ever.
We don't need to do that, right? Man, we got a weight loss program. I don't know if y'all check my social media, but like we got to do.
Yeah. It's on
He
now.
lost.
Yeah.
He lost
We dealing with
32 pounds, and he was only 4 weeks in the program.
Wow.
you. Okay.
Dang.
We got another dude. We're running an ad on him right now. He lost 21 pounds, and he was only 3 weeks in.
That's huge.
So like,
That's crazy.
The program is solid, man. So like 20 to 35 pounds in 6 weeks is
That's
what
a
the
lot of
program-
weight.
That's a
It
whole
is,
lot of
man.
weight.
When we show that little
correctly.
model of and doing it the right way.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the thing, because you can starve yourself and lose weight.
That's not good for your body,
You're not gonna be
man.
healthy.
Yeah.
Shock your body,
Right. And the fat that is most dangerous is called visceral fat. And visceral fat is the fat that surrounds our organs. So yeah, we will notice more around the midsection because that's where we hold it at, right? But that's just a sign or an indicator of the health on the inside, right? So the
Gut health.
visceral fat, it starts to suffocate our organs.
Wow.
So the program that we do, you're gonna lose inches, but it's really targeting that stubborn visceral fat, and that's how we're getting people healthier with the program. Is because once you start to get rid of that, the organs can function better, and
Right.
overall health improves. So man, it's really amazing, man. Like this is the best weight loss program we've ever done.
So now should we call it Get Renewed and More?
Well, that's all under
Yeah.
the same umbrella, ain't it?
It is very good question and very good response too, right? So the whole thing will get renewed, right? So I don't know how I came up with this, but like when we were naming the company, right? Renewed Wellness, right? So what does that mean, right? So we want to renew the natural state of wellness that we were born with, right? So I talked about that innate intelligence, right? So innate intelligence, most of us, unless somebody was born with some type of deficit or something like that, we were all born with the natural ability for our bodies to heal, self-heal, self-regulate. The proof of that is if you cut yourself,
Yeah.
you're not gonna bleed to death, right?
Right.
Your body, you put pressure on it, your blood's gonna clot, and over time, you're gonna have new skin there. You may not even be able to see a scar, right?
Right.
That's the intelligence of God that's within our body, right? But if you get somebody who has advanced diabetes, are they gonna heal that same way?
No.
Because what? Something has happened that has stopped their body from having that ability to self-heal and self-regulate.
Right.
So what we're doing as chiropractors is we're going in and we're eliminating those things that are actually preventing the body from being able to self-heal and self-regulate. So when we say get renewed, we're talking about renewing the natural state of wellness so that your body can self-heal and self-regulate.
Properly.
And that's really what it's all about, you know. So the pain reduction, the weight loss, those are just the positive side effects of helping the body function the way that it was designed to do. And that's really why when we start to educate people, we start to adjust them, change their diet, change their lifestyle, it's more than just that pain relief. And that's really why, like, that's the big picture that we really want people to know,
huge.
is because that's quality of life.
Right.
Right.
Right? Who want to get old and not be able to move around,
Right.
and move and play with their grandkids?
And like you
or
say,
go
not,
and enjoy
not being able to tie
retirement?
your shoe.
That's a real
And it's
thing.
simple things that, you know,
Yeah.
like you say, the quality of life. I want to be able to tie my shoes
Yeah.
later on in life.
That's right.
It's huge.
Yeah.
Or you're gonna be messed up with some SJ 100 straps.
Velcro.
He has 3 stripes and 2 stripes.
Or the
and
new
straps.
Sketcher slide in.
Slide.
Like, you don't
Put
even
it
need,
in.
but I feel like they made that for people who can't move.
They
Like,
did.
Why do
Yeah.
you need a shoe that you don't
You
have
need
to
a
tie?
job.
Like,
They
right. Make it
do
easy.
that. They do
Yeah.
that.
Okay, I got a question. My question is, give me some proper ways that I can condition myself on sleeping, for I won't irritate my back, my lower back, because I know sometimes we're inclusive of the way we sleep that causes different chronic aches and whatever we put ourselves in a pretzel.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Give me some. I want to get, because I'm as soon as you answer this question, I'm gonna sleep that way.
Yeah, absolutely. So you having some problems right now.
You might need to go into the office though and get checked
Oh,
out.
yeah,
you
oh, yeah.
know,
That ain't no
you might
problem.
need the full
Yeah.
whole
Yeah.
nine.
Absolutely, all that. But sleep is so important. Sleep is when we're supposed to heal.
Right.
But unfortunately, sleep is when we do the most damage oftentimes. So when we wake up, the way you wake up feeling is usually a result of the position that you were in for 5, 6, 8, 9 hours a night, right?
Right.
So I talk to people about this. Sleeping on our stomach is the absolute worst. And it's the most comfortable. I know. I know, right?
I don't
Damn.
sleep on my stomach, so that's good.
It's a tough one.
I sleep on the side though.
My
Okay.
side, too.
So here's the thing, right? So stomach is the worst for a couple of reasons, right? So our center of gravity, where most of our weight is our midsection, right? For most people, right? So that's the part of the bed that's gonna wear out the fastest because that's where the heaviest portion of our body is, right?
Yeah,
So yeah, right. So now when you sleep on your stomach, the bed has already caved in a little bit in that area. So now it puts you in a hyperextended position. So now your joints in your lower back have been like jammed up.
They're going
like this.
opposite direction.
And so that's the back. So that's why sometimes people wake up, ooh, back. Even now, if I sleep on my stomach, I might sleep good during the night. When I wake up, my back hurting for that same reason.
Right.
But also our neck. Unless you're on a chiropractic adjusting table or a massage table where it's a cutout for you to be able to look straight down and breathe
going
in that
backwards.
hole, you got to turn your head to breathe.
Oh, that's true.
Because you
That's true,
put your
that's
face
true.
straight down the pillow, you're gonna
You're gonna
suffocate,
suffocate.
right?
Yeah.
So you gotta turn your head to breathe. So if I ask you to walk around like this for 6 hours, how you think your neck gonna feel?
It's gonna be tight.
It's gonna be tight, right? So that's why the stomach is the worst, because it's worse for your back and for your neck. Okay. The next best is gonna be on your side.
Okay.
If you sleep on your side with a pillow between your knees is important. And you also gotta have a pillow. Yeah, you also gotta have a pillow that's gonna keep your neck in a neutral position.
Is it straight?
Right. So when you're on your side, too flat of a pillow, because of our shoulders touching the bed, too flat of a pillow gonna allow your head to drop down.
Okay.
Too fluffy of a pillow gonna prop you up like this, both of which are bad. So you want your spine to stay straight even when you're on your side.
Okay.
So that's why the proper pillow is gonna keep that spine neutral.
Okay.
The pillow between the knees is important to keep the knees from approximating, like coming together like this, right? So women have this problem more than men because they have wider hips than us, right?
Right.
So a woman with wider hip, I know, right? Nowadays, I don't know, man. Niggas getting BBLs.
All our fans that have
Y'all might have to
BBLs,
edit that out.
we still love y'all.
Y'all might have to edit
We
that
still
out.
love y'all BBLs.
I know, right?
Y'all just
But-
want to be happy. We know.
We just bullshit.
Yeah,
We-
right.
we love
get
you. We
canceled.
love you.
Yeah. But you know, the truth is the truth, right? But most of the
Hell
time,
no.
women, I know, right? Yeah.
Not even.
Yeah. Edit that out then. Right. Yeah. So look though. Yeah.
Because he gonna answer.
Straight
Male-
R&B. Straight
Male,
R&B.
yeah, right. Male or female, right? So our hips are wider than our knees, right? So when you lay on your side, your knees, the top knee is gonna want to come down to rest on the bottom knee.
Right.
And what that's gonna do is it's gonna stretch the ligaments across your tailbone, and that can overstretch those and cause that sacroiliac joint, which is like that little indentation. You got two of them, and that can stretch those ligaments, and that could be an issue, cause back pain.
Okay.
Right. On your back is the ideal position to sleep in. Right. Our back is wider than our shoulders. Right. So on our back with a flat to no pillow is actually the ideal position. And maybe a soft bend in your knees, maybe a little pillow or something under your knees is ideal.
I'm working on that shit tonight.
What if you have an
I'm
adjustable
already
bed?
asleep already.
Very
Oh,
good question. So if you have an adjustable bed,
Jesus.
those
I wish I
those
could
positions
afford
in the
that,
way that
bro.
I said are still the best.
Can we get a voucher?
Back
for that?
first, side. Well, if you on your side with an adjustable bed,
Something wrong.
You
that ain't
jacked
no
up.
good adjustment.
no adjustable bed, you should just be on your back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes
No,
sense.
no. I'm just saying as far as like if you
Unless you
do you
drunk.
go to sleep propped up or do you make sure it's flat?
So if you have acid reflux or something like that, then you might want to be propped up slightly.
Right.
But I mean, in a perfect world, being flat is ideal, right?
Okay.
But for people who have sleep apnea to where they stop breathing during the night because they're too flat, being elevated a little bit will be beneficial.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's true.
But being able to learn to sleep on your back is ideal.
I'm gonna try it tonight.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go home tonight and
It takes some practice though, man. I used to be a stomach
Yeah.
sleeper in college,
uh-huh.
and I broke the habit. I'm like, man, this is so great. One night I came home from the club drunk when I was in college, and I
You
slept on my
sleep all
stomach.
kind of ways. When
It
you
was
drunk.
over. To this day, I'm still
Miss
trying to completely break myself out of still rolling on my stomach at times.
Well, let me tell you, I usually sleep on my side, but I read an article right on how it was either Marines or Green Berets. When somebody high up in the military, they have to learn how to sleep in any. And I got fascinated by the article. They have to learn how to sleep in any area and how to go to sleep like this. You know. So they said what they do. I read the article on how they put themselves to
Marines, that's
sleep.
what we do.
We do not want to offend any Marines out there.
What did I miss this?
I promise it was a joke.
That's what we do.
Thank you for your service.
So what they say is, like you said, lay on your back, flat on your back, and they say start by taking deep breaths, deep, heavy breaths. And they say what you should do is just focus on something happy or something like that. And they say first, and I tried it and it worked. They say when you do it, first your legs, that's the first thing you'll feel kind of like go numb. Where you're not even really feeling your legs. And then you just get relaxed and you just fall asleep. So I read the article, I tried it at night, ended up going to sleep on my back.
And it worked.
It worked.
You're gonna make me try that breathing technique.
Yeah,
I wasn't aware of
take
that.
deep breaths and just think of some happy shit, man. And just relax. And then I felt my legs. I'm like, this shit is actually working. And it worked.
I don't know about not feeling your legs, though. What that's all about?
No, I'm not really fit, but it's
When
almost
getting
to
off
you.
the
So
toilet. I'm gonna ask about that.
totally
How
different.
is that?
Hey,
Totally
boy, I'm telling you what that is. Getting off the toilet.
Toilet too short. God damn.
Nah, but the toilet. But go ahead, finish what you're saying.
Well, they didn't get completely numb, but it's to a point where it's like you're not even really
You're floating, like you're floating.
almost like you just
Gravitating.
relaxed. And before I went to sleep, I'm like, this shit is fucking working. This shit is and it worked.
As you dozing off to sleep,
Yeah,
it was not
yeah.
lying.
Yeah, it worked.
Good
Yeah.
night's sleep is everything.
Yeah,
bro.
it is. Vitally important.
Back to what, the destroying of the toilet. What's
Yeah.
Nah, I
Yeah,
was
I know,
saying, when you're taking a long crap and then you get up real quick and your legs are numb and you fall to the ground because your legs
You
sleep.
fall.
You
You
fell?
actually fall.
Fall to the ground.
One time I did that because I was on the toilet too long.
What you read the whole
Man,
paper?
what?
Yeah.
Read a book.
Yeah.
A whole book.
But them legs were asleep.
A War and Peace.
Like, God damn. You know what I'm saying? That was a massive one.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Nah, but a lot of times though, when you sitting like that though, you actually putting direct pressure on the nerve, the sciatic nerve and stuff, because those run through the back of the butt down the back of the leg.
Right.
So the toilet can actually be in just the wrong position to put pressure on there, and your legs will go to sleep because
So-
that nerve, that's direct pressure on those nerves.
Like those the
Yeah, yeah.
potty squatty things.
See, he just mentioned something.
Potty
The-
squat,
yeah, the thing that you put them underneath the toilet and it elevates your feet.
Yeah.
They say that's the ideal way to actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it is for two reasons. It's not gonna put the pressure on the nerves, and then when you kind of fold up a little bit, just kind of
make
like
it
a dog,
easier.
make it easy for it to come out. It's like a dog when they get like this.
Yeah.
They get in position to
Serious.
boom, get it up
Yeah.
out of there, right?
Quick.
So when you bring your feet up, it's like when a woman.
And I've
delivering a
seen
baby
that though.
right?
I've seen that.
Ah, yeah.
And I got a
Cut it
question
Yeah.
because you just hit a good point. And I know a lot of people out there because actually my wife have issues with this every now and then. The sciatic nerve.
Yeah. Oh,
It-
sorry.
it- look at
That's why you gotta get it.
Gotta get adjusted.
That's why you gotta get
and that's why I
adjusted.
would
It's not
ask.
for me.
So are there adjustments that could be made to actually help that nerve out?
Yes, absolutely. Right. So the sciatic nerve is a thick nerve that runs down the middle of the butt and right down the back of the leg. That's true sciatic pain.
Mhm.
But those nerve fibers, they start in the lower back area.
Right.
So you can have pressure on that nerve coming right out the lower back, but it manifests itself going down the leg.
I see what you're saying.
So people would think the problem is here in their leg. Yeah, you feel it
Ah.
there. But if you have a bulging herniated disc that's putting pressure on that nerve right where it's coming out the spine,
Mhm.
that could be the problem. So
Right.
an adjustment may be necessary, but depending upon the nature of the injury, we might need something like spinal decompression, which is another thing that we do in our office, which is basically taking those bones and actually like gently pulling them apart,
Okay.
which is gonna take pressure off that disc.
Mm.
So we've had some phenomenal results with people who have bulging herniated disc but sciatic pain, just with chiropractic treatment, decompression laser.
That's
I know
huge.
this. I'm not sure if anybody ever asked you this question or even you ever even done it before.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever made somebody taller?
Yeah, we do make people taller, and
That shit
I mean,
is for
that's
real.
real.
it's not
Yeah.
like
Don't
It's
y'all look
not-
at me.
Yeah.
It gets
Can
no
you-
big
I'm
that-
5'4" and I love it.
now look. Now there's limits to that, right? We're not finna make me who's 5'8.5", 5'9". We're not finna
When
make
you
me
say
6
that
foot.
and a half,
Yeah,
you really mean that.
give me
shit.
that half now.
Yeah. yeah.
Give me my half now.
Yeah,
Shit.
that-
Actually, if you're not gonna give me my half, then give me
Just-
5'9".
Round me out.
Round it
I'm
up.
taking it.
Round it up.
That's
No,
what's
but
up.
real talk though. So like, you ever heard of like old people that shrink? as they
Yes.
get older.
Yes.
That's a real thing.
Yeah.
Because the disc height, it makes up such a significant portion of our spine.
Mm.
The disc in between each one of those. So as those discs start to wear out and become dehydrated, they shrink.
Right.
And people can actually shrink as much as like 2 inches or more. Or more sometimes if those discs don't stay healthy. So when you say make people taller, yeah. So if that disc is healthy enough to actually be able to heal and rehydrate and pump back up, you might get, 1/8 of an inch, You're not
Okay.
finna get 2 inches.
You gonna get your round up.
That's why it's 5'9". Keep playing. I'm gonna start claiming 5'10". Claiming 5'10".
Hey, numbers going up.
Yeah, it's going up. Hey,
Been in the Olympics by now.
I know, right?
Speaking of Olympics, I want to ask you. So, did your track background help you get into or make you want to get into this chiropractic field?
100%. If it was not for pulling both my hamstrings my freshman year at the University of Florida, I wouldn't be a chiropractor. When I went to Florida, I thought I was gonna be a pharmacist.
Okay.
So when I graduated high school, I had no clue what I wanted to do. Right. One of my cousins, Kim Williams, shout out Kim, was at my graduation party. I'll never forget it. It was like, so what do you want to do from here?
Mhm.
Now I just came off, I was always a great academic student, just won state championship, All-American. So I'm still floating this high. Now she come ask me some real life stuff like what I'm gonna do. I'm like, I have no idea.
I'm not ready.
Don't mess up my
So I'm
moment.
like, I don't
Like
know.
on Menace.
Huh? Yeah. I'm like,
Damn. Do you know? I don't know.
I don't know.
That was the worst acting ever. I don't know. That was the worst acting ever. You know what I'm saying? Do you care if you die or live? Granddad, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. And that's kind of how I was. I'm like, I don't know. And she was like, well, you might want to be a pharmacist because they can come straight out of school making $90,000, $100,000 a year. I'm like,
That sound good.
sound damn good to me. Sign me up.
Right.
So when I went to the University of Florida, I started getting on the prerequisites for pharmacy school.
Right.
And thankfully, God had a better plan
Mm.
because the year I got there, I was exercise physiology major. And that year, they made the rule to where you couldn't get more than 2 C's and stay in that major.
Oh.
Organic 1, organic 2, boom, I'm out of there.
Mm.
C,
See you later.
probably. Yeah, exactly. Holla at you, my boy. Right? So now I'm sitting down with my advisor. I'm like, okay, so what can I do? She's like, you know what? You should do zoology because it has all the same. Right. It has all of the same.
Wait a minute. Stop.
Yeah.
Not with
Yeah.
animals.
Let's just. Zoology has to be with animals.
It is. So yeah.
I thought,
So this is the best that she had to offer for you to go into because you made 2 C's. I'm just.
In order for me to stay on the track that I was on, that was
Transferable.
now mind you, I was 18 years old.
Okay.
So I don't even know.
Right.
Like, but yeah, that's the track they told me. Like, look at this side by side. You was exercise phys. This is zoology. Look at the courses. They were pretty much a mirror of
Lining
each
up,
other,
yeah.
right? So it's like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do that, so I can still stay on that. That's why I have a bachelor's degree in zoology.
Okay.
damn.
Makes sense. Though.
Thank God I became a chiropractor. 'Cause I was gonna do research or something, but
Right,
teach.
because you seen the real ox. What it looks like, because we only eat the tail of an ox because the actual ox is ugly as hell. You seen it?
Oh my God,
You can't
that tail
eat
is
nothing
ugly
else
too.
on them.
That tail is ugly too, man. I'm telling you, man. You can't, man. Them oxtails, boy. Oh my God.
Got to pull Shaxty mask on.
Okay, but Timo,
Thank you.
Timo, I went a long way to answer your question, all right? Did I know
Oh,
track
man.
and field, right? So I was gonna be a pharmacist. Made those 2 C's, but I was fortunate enough to be able to work in the Target. I worked at Target in Gainesville,
Right.
and they knew I was pre-farm, so they would say, "Hey, you want to work in the pharmacy a little bit? Just peek
Okay.
in there." So I didn't work in there, but they let me peek in there and see what it was like.
Right.
I'm like, my God, this is the most boringest shit ever.
Yeah.
So
can't do this.
I was like, I don't want to do this. Like, I don't even know why I signed up for this. So pulled my hamstring. They sent me to the medical doctor. They was giving me Toradol injections. And Toradol is like an anti-inflammatory.
Yeah.
They give you an injection inside of your
Get
butt
your ass back out there.
and it numb you back out there.
Let's go.
Yeah. Temporary.
Back out there.
Yeah.
Back. They finally sent me to a chiropractor. Right?
I see.
Young, charismatic dude, white dude. Shout out Dr. Eric McTurius and Dr. West. They were the ones who actually opened my eyes to chiropractic, right? So I went. This dude is like driving a Corvette, happy every time I come in the office. Like he's happy. I'm like, you actually like coming
He
to work?
loves his job.
Love this job.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I was always fascinated with the human body. So he was actually the first doctor to take the time to explain to me why I was getting hurt.
Ah.
He said, look at this x-ray. See how your hips are all off? So this is putting extra strain on your hamstring. So now every time you run, the force you put through there is extra, and this is why you're putting. So we got to work on. And I was amazed. I'm like, nobody ever took the time to
They just want to
explain that
shoot you
me.
up, give you the quick fix.
Boom, 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 get out of here.
And give me that money.
Big man.
And not only did he explain it to me, he helped me get healthy and stay healthy. And that was a real big thing. So at that point, I was like, you know what? this is what I want to do. I want to be able to
That's a
give
good story.
people what he gave to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how I went that route. So had not I gone to the University of Florida, started pulling my hamstrings, becoming injured, I wouldn't be
Where you
here
are
as a
today.
chiropractor right now. So
That's a great.
That's huge.
yeah, it is.
So he's totally opposite of everything where he was going
With the medicine, yeah.
Yeah, I don't like what medicine does, the Tourol or whatever. Get out there and go attitude. I don't like.
Yeah.
I like to
Natural.
maintenance it and build it.
Yeah.
Build it. I
Yeah.
get it.
Now,
That's the way it should be.
with you having that minor in zoology, are you still do you go to the zoo?
Animal Planet.
Do you go to
Hell no.
SeaWorld? Do you
Hell
go
no.
to, you know, I don't know if I,
Hey, that was just
the
a path to success.
It was. But you know what I do?
Yeah.
I am kind of fascinated by like the pages on Instagram that show like these wild cats that be just really hunting all the time or like crazy
Yeah, I'm
animal
into
stuff.
animals.
So like
I can watch Discovery Channel all day.
yeah. So like I do like to watch them, but like, I don't want to touch them. I don't want to be all up on
Yeah.
them. I'm not like what's the black dude, the real Tarzan, who be like, well,
Oh
got
yeah,
every
yeah,
animal,
yeah.
I like his page though, right? Because I'm fascinated with that. I hate snakes, but I'll watch them all day long on Instagram.
So you
But-
got a little small side eye from him.
I do. I'm just fascinated with
Animals.
nature.
Nature.
You know, nature. I think it's crazy because like as humans, we've been like toned down to be civil, to be a certain way, but like at our core, we have that same instinct that these animals have. So when I see that, it's like this animal. I saw one the other day where this I think it was a leopard,
Mhm.
one of the big cats, right?
Yeah.
And he took down a giraffe.
They're the
I
most
saw
Dang.
You saw that?
What?
I saw it.
took down a
leopards are the
giraffe.
most fierce out of all the cats. They hunt alone.
Did it jump
Yeah.
on his back? Did it bite his leg and he
was
fell
biting his
down?
Brung him down. He
He
just
brung him down.
Leopards
Yeah.
catch
Boom.
alligators and
Yeah.
crocodiles
Yeah,
by,
yeah.
by themselves.
Yeah,
and
I've seen
pull
that.
them out the water.
Yeah.
So I think I'm just fascinated with like, man, like they know I gotta eat
Yeah.
and I'm finna go get you.
Yeah.
And I like that
I
because
saw
I
that,
think that's the
too.
same mentality that we have to have
Mhm.
in order for us
To
to
survive.
achieve our
Success.
goals is to
Success.
survive.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like we gotta have that. So yeah,
And see, I'm deep into that. I could tell you about animals all day.
yeah, that's your thing.
Yeah, I watch Discovery Channel. I can stay on there all day.
Yeah,
All day long.
So
yeah. I like to watch.
so his thing is animals. My thing is cars.
Okay.
Right.
I like cars too.
I am a
Did you
car.
watch the
And
cartoon movie Cars?
I did. It was
Yeah.
wonderful. All of
Knew
them.
it.
Yeah,
Nah.
you like Transformers?
Yeah. I like transfer. Oh yeah.
Well, go ahead.
Especially-
dude.
Hey,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially-
Okay.
hey,
Lit up.
that last one was
Yeah.
great.
Lit up. Look
Uh,
at this. I'm doing. Damn.
I'm trying to watch the last one.
The
I
last
can't
one was
I
amazing.
can't pull it up for some
Decepticon?
reason on Prime.
Yeah.
It won't let me pull it up on Prime.
Really?
No, and we
Oh,
got
yeah.
Prime.
Oh, he's gonna
Really?
It's one
Uh,
TV. It won't. My main TV, the box, for some reason.
He'll check it out.
Now, my question is when you see things that are advertised, like Nissan had these anti-gravity seats in the cars. And my question is that more marketing? Did it, I don't know if you're familiar with it, but is it something that is actually, because they were the only ones that advertised this. Nobody else said, I'm gonna jump on there and have some anti-gravity seats in my cars too. They were the only ones. So they
So
had
let
them
me
at-
before you keep.
Yeah, go
what
ahead.
do the anti-gravity seats do?
it was supposed to be that when you're riding in a car, it's just less strain on your back, and it was you for longer trips. It just was that's what.
But
they
don't a lot of
advertised.
cars have the lumbar system in the back of them? I mean, where you can turn
but,
that.
But this was
Yeah.
totally different. They said the material in the seat allowed you to have this anti-gravity feeling. Like the anti-gravity chairs that they sell.
wonderful.
Come on, my uncle lived with his.
sounds a
um,
little fishy. To
I don't
me.
know.
But yeah, go ahead. I didn't mean to stop you.
I don't.
Advertising.
I'm with Timo on that one because I don't know, right?
Yeah.
So I'm put that disclaimer out there. I'm not familiar with the anti-gravity seats for the cars,
Right.
But it does sound like more marketing than anything else,
Mhm.
just because. But this is my ignorance to it. You know what I'm saying? So I
Right.
really probably shouldn't speak on it. But it
What about the chairs?
It sounds like more marketing.
I'm gonna speak on it. Know what it is? After you get it and you get in there and be like, man, this ain't do it. We got you, bitch.
Yeah.
Got you, bitches. Held it for 4 years, nigga. Yeah.
We still want no payments on time, bitch.
Bitch, you signed.
Ain't no anti-gravity, bitch.
Got him. Everybody walking.
I think that's what it is. Yeah.
I know it won't float away. This goddamn payment bill.
Yeah, I know. Right? Yeah. Ain't no gravity on that.
But
That's
but
staying here.
my uncle, he's had back problems, and he has this chair. It's called an anti-gravity chair because your feet don't hit the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So he walk around with it. He carry with it everywhere you go.
Yeah.
And it's helping him.
I guess so. I don't know. I've never. He won't let me sit in it.
Yeah.
Just
I
for
want
me.
to sit in it.
Just for me,
I want to
nigga.
sit in it. Uncle Paul, let me sit in this chair.
Yeah, I know, man. You gotta let the man
Come on,
check it
let me
out,
sit
man.
in it. I just want to sit in it. I don't want to buy one to see how I feel, but let me
Yeah,
sit in
let
the
you
chair.
test drive.
So what do you think? What do you think about
Uh-oh.
No, I got it. What do you think about yoga?
Mm-hmm.
Is something that you?
Yeah, I think yoga's great.
Yeah.
I think yoga is amazing. Now, I did yoga once, and it was the most painful thing
Yeah,
It looked tough.
ever.
it is tough.
And there's a lot of there's so many different types of yoga. I don't even remember which one it was. When I was
Mhm.
running track, they made us go and do a couple yoga classes, and I was like, I thought this was gonna be sweet.
Yeah.
I was gonna go in there and see some girls with some tights on. Like, no, it was
Yeah.
just us in there like straining and hurting. But I think yoga is amazing because flexibility is something that we
It's
need.
huge.
Flexibility, mobility, the strength, the core strength that yoga builds. I think yoga is amazing. Pilates is another one. Like my wife, shout out Dr. K. She just started Pilates, and it's really helping her like sculpt her body, but also it's just like it's not a lot of like load bearing stuff to where it's like
Right. With weights and
with
stuff.
weights and stuff. You're using your body weight. And yeah, I think so. Yoga, Pilates, I think those are all amazing things. We actually encourage our patients to do those
That's what's up.
to strengthen the muscles around the spine.
I would try it. Just my
Yeah.
body. It look like my body ain't made for that.
No,
type
you
of-
did that.
Yeah, you.
You
so,
can,
When you get your BBL.
just know. God damn it. Fucking BBL.
Hey, if I
that
get a
boy
BBL, y'all nigga better cut me off immediately.
Hey.
Immediately.
Hey, man. Hey, take my show down. You get a BBL, man. Take mine down.
We gonna be in there too.
BBL.
We cut away to a transformation.
Okay, you couldn't. You just a second ago you couldn't help but this. You mentioned your
What we
wife,
say? We
Yeah.
right into it.
and it's crazy that how is it working with your wife? Your wife is a chiropractor as well.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's
That's what's up.
amazing.
Right.
She's gonna see this video and she's gonna know that it's so amazing, baby. It's amazing.
That's what's
Wow.
up. That's what's up. Kudos.
You know what?
Kudos.
Nah, but real talk though, we keep it real. We keep it a buck though. You got another like
No,
a second
no,
part
no,
of that question?
no. I'm just. We're gonna stay on that. I'm just implying that the narrative of being able to be in the same field and work with your wife every day and come home to her and be with her. That's awesome, man.
Right. So that was the politically correct answer.
Uh-oh.
The real answer is it's a challenge.
Yes.
And if she were here right now, I would say the same thing and she would vouch for it. It is a challenge.
Yeah.
Like when we was in chiropractic school, so I met her in chiropractic school.
Okay.
Okay.
So we'll come back to that whole story, right, in a little bit. But to answer your question, working with her, it's challenging because sometimes it's hard to draw the line between wife and
Co-worker.
co-worker, co-owner,
Owner. Right. Okay.
partner.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
A lot
like
of hats.
There are a
it's
lot of hats.
right?
Yes.
And it's also like if you're having an issue at home,
It's at work now.
it's at work now too because like you can't just hit a switch because
Man.
it's like
Yeah.
so and it's just but also being intentional about separating work
Right.
when you go home.
Right.
Because it can get to the point where because this
bleed
is also
over.
my business partner.
Right.
And the way my mind works, I'm always like trying to think like what's next? What we need to do? How do we fix this? And her mind don't work that way.
Right.
So there was a time where like I had to like tone it down because I could just be too much, sometimes too intense when it comes to that. So it creates its own set of challenges, but it's also a blessing as well because if she were not health conscious, if she were not, didn't have the views that she had on health, on raising our children, that would be an issue.
Right.
Right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like to each his own, but like we eat a certain way. We talk about
Together,
health. We
yeah.
teach them. So if she wasn't on that same page, I could see that being an issue even in our marriage.
Right.
Now, we're gonna be arguing about that. So like it as many challenges as it brings is a blessing in the same. So it's just a matter of like identifying the challenge and identifying the blessing and just realizing that even the challenges, they're a blessing in itself as well.
Life
Because
lesson.
you still are working to build a legacy, to build a future for your children with the person who you vowed your life to. So,
And that's huge.
but it's not easy though. It's not easy.
I'm sure
at
it could
all.
Well,
be tough.
marriage is work.
Yeah.
Marriage is
Every
if-
day.
if- yeah,
Marriage
if you
work,
if you go into it thinking that we should agree on everything and you should have just listened to what I got to say and No, that ain't the way it is.
It don't work like
Everybody
that.
And my wife have been there and told some shit up in there.
Listen, man.
God damn it, man. Shit.
Listen, man.
It's like you say, it's a happy medium because of the point that what makes you don't tear it up because you are business partners.
But what I'm saying is
You know what I'm
that
saying?
wouldn't
It's a
work
happy
for
medium.
everybody.
Oh God,
It wouldn't.
If my wife had to DJ, for instance, if I had to go DJ parties with my wife every time I DJ'd and she was a co-DJ with me,
oh no.
you get where I'm going?
Yeah.
That
You've
shit.
been there. You've been there.
I have been
You've
there.
been there.
What the fuck?
I ain't really like that song that you play. You should play this song instead.
What that bitch looking at? And this is real. This is real shit. I'm
Yeah.
That's
She not
season
DJ.
one, season 1, show 2. He tells you the whole story
Yeah.
about this.
Yeah.
She got to get all in your ear to request that song. That bitch came from way over there. It can't come back.
I watched it.
Yeah,
The whole time.
it won't work. It'd be disaster.
It be no, but though people see my wife
Mhm.
and they see her, they think that she's so like mild mannered because she's so like, you know, she speaks
She's a
proper.
bulldog, right?
And she's man, please, man. Like, listen, like the same thing you saying. Like, oh, I seen her trying to. Listen, man. But you know what I'm saying? But it comes to territory. So like it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
So even those things can present problems or
Right.
issues. And then you get some women who are like disrespectful.
But it's
Who-
all about boundaries, though. You
It
know?
is, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day,
But
it's
it's
like
still something you have to deal with. What he's saying, you have about, but you
can't
have to
deflect
deal
it. Yeah.
the disrespect. It has to be dealt with immediately.
Yeah,
And
you
Yeah.
better say something.
yeah, you got to,
Yeah.
you know.
Sometimes
And it go
they
the
be
same
like,
way
baby,
too,
go get her ass. baby.
but look though, it goes the
She
same
know
way
you
too,
don't
though,
go-
right? It goes the same. We don't have issues in the office where like even a dude. But see me, I'm gonna check it. I'm gonna check that shit at the door.
That's
I'm a because, hey, bro,
That's right. That's right.
what's up, man? You know what I'm saying? That's
You know,
just me.
Don't make me adjust your ass.
That's just me. Yeah, it's like, hey,
give you a
you know what I'm saying?
permanent
Like, yeah. So like, I'm
You know
not
I'm
finna like,
5'9".
I'm not finna get to where it's gonna be confrontational.
Right.
But I'm finna let you
Right.
know that like, you know, that's
I'm
my
on to
wife.
it.
Don't
Yeah.
play with me.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't
It's a
play
line.
with me like that.
It's the line. Don't
Yeah,
cross
it's like, listen, I know she's attractive. I know you probably like the fact that she got to touch you right now, but
Yeah.
hey, stay in your lane now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Don't do nothing that's out of line.
Right.
Whatever you thinking in your mind, brother, God bless.
Yeah.
But don't
And let
but
her
don't
know.
disrespect me in my office
got
with
it.
my wife. Now we got
this tool in the back.
We got
Got the tool in the back of the
Yeah, hey,
gesture.
man,
Hey,
don't-
let her know I know. I know why you here.
I can adjust your ass the opposite.
But you know
I
what?
know your
though?
weaknesses.
Yeah, but exactly right. But you know what though? It's kind of one of the things where it's like, did the card go through?
There it is. It's
It is.
business at the end of the day. Y'all running a
Because-
successful
Yeah.
business, and that's what the
At the end of
The
the,
goal.
day, yeah,
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's like you can't let that stuff become bigger than one, the purpose of being there, or let somebody
The bottom
pull
line.
you into a space that you don't want to
Right.
be in. So
Be out of your
thankfully,
character.
thankfully, I've never had to like really get in somebody's chest, and she hasn't had to either. Because for the most part, I mean, people see us on social media, right?
right,
Of course.
It's no secret that it's like we're a couple.
right.
You know what I'm saying? And we're happy. So it's like, look, admire, whatever, but just stay in your
Yeah,
lane.
yeah. Keep
That's
the
it.
disrespect to yourself.
You got
Yeah.
that right.
But that's
Yeah.
what's up. I'm gonna tell you. I applaud you for that because
Yeah.
I know, like I say, I know. For me, that shit would be tough as hell.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
kudos, brother.
Hey, listen, but real talk though, when we were in chiropractic school, because I met her in chiropractic school, right?
Mhm.
So I used to tell her like, I don't want to work together.
Yeah.
I was like hard up. I
Hard
don't
up,
want to
yeah.
work together. I want to have time to miss you. I don't want to see you all day long.
Right.
And come home and be like, how was your day? I know how your day was because I was there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But when we graduated, I was working for somebody else. She was working for somebody else. And then, you know, we started having kids. And then, you know, she was at home on maternity leave. And I said, hey, I'm quitting my job. We finna open up an office.
That's what's up.
So at that point, it didn't make sense for her to go and work for somebody else.
Right.
Why would we do that?
Y'all get money together in the
Yeah,
same
bring it
field.
together.
Yeah, yeah.
So it just kind of happened the way it was supposed to happen. But I was against it. She
From
was
the jump.
cool with it. I was against it. I just be like, even when we was in school, I'd be like, I want to go home by myself right now.
Yeah.
She'd be like, but being in school together and being outside is not the same. I'm like, it's kind of the same to me. Like, I need some time. You know what I'm saying?
That's
I know
the
you got
difference
slapped.
between men and women. too.
No, but you know, like, I was honest though.
Yeah.
I was honest, and
Yeah.
I mean, she didn't like it at first, but she had to respect it because I'm being
Exactly,
honest.
'cause you
Like,
told
We
the
have to
truth.
deflate.
My time.
Men have to deflate. After work, whatever, everybody have their own chill, whatever they do to
Yeah.
make them feel comfortable. But a lot of times men have to deflate. You get home, you might sit in the car for 30 minutes and whew,
yeah,
you know, before you even ready to go in
Yeah.
for the conversation, you know,
Right.
with your significant other.
Yeah.
So I don't know if women really need that, but I know most of my
They gotta
my
decompress.
partners, you know,
Gotta
they have
decompress.
to.
Yeah, of course.
So like I say, I know it's gotta be tough, but I applaud you on
Yeah.
that. That's great. That's
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
that's awesome.
No, it is, man. And like I say, it's ups and downs with it. It's challenges, but at the end of the day,
But that's with any marriage.
it is.
So it's nothing different from your conventional marriage, but y'all do work together. Y'all make money together. Y'all are building
Yeah,
a kingdom together.
yeah,
You know, and now y'all answer to each other. You don't have to, you know,
yeah.
that's great.
Yeah.
That's absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
So I want to round us up.
Mm-hmm.
And
Essentially.
Yeah.
I also want to welcome you back. This has been information that I feel is absolutely
I
necessary
got
for our
more
community.
questions.
Yeah.
I got more stuff I want to add.
Absolutely,
Just,
man.
just write it down.
Write it down. He said, write it down. Yeah, he said, your time is up. Your time is up, brother. It's been nice.
That's right.
Now, before we have you, so with that, would you like to bring us home?
Absolutely, man. Well, first and foremost, man, I want to thank y'all for having me. This has been amazing. I can't believe an hour and however long it went by, man. This has been a lot of fun. But you know,
It'll
like,
be like 97 minutes.
yeah, for real. Like, I'm pretty sure some time that went by. But no, this has been good, and I think this is healthy conversation for us to have too, especially as Black men.
Yes.
You know, I just want to put this plug in there, especially for Black men, right? It's Black History Month, and this is not saying that white or other cultures, you know, but I'm a Black man, and I know that a lot of times we end up bottom of the barrel, and we carry a lot on our shoulders. We have to deal with things that other men don't have to deal with, right?
No.
And I want to encourage more Black men to really make their health a priority, right?
Yes.
Because we often we like glorify the grind. We glorify getting out there, getting to the bag, making sure we're taking care of our family, making sure we're gonna leave a legacy. And all those things are great, right? And we want to do those things. But just as important as that is making sure that we make our health a priority.
Right.
Because all of the people that we're providing for, all of our children, grandchildren that are going to come or are already here, that we want to make sure they're solid, they want us here for a longer period of time. We're going to all leave here one day, but we need to make sure we make our health a priority. And I think that's something that, you know, not enough, especially Black men do. We don't want to go to the doctors. We avoid it and we wait until things become a major issue. So when it comes to chiropractic, I think chiropractic is a great place for them to start, because a good chiropractor is not only going to crack your back, crack your neck, but it's going to ask you, how's your diet? How much exercise? How much water are you drinking? Those are the key fundamentals to health. And that's something that I really, really want to make sure that we nail home as a take-home message, not only for Black men, for Black women, for all men and women, because health is our greatest asset
Right.
Yes.
that we have. Because you can make all the money in the world, right? You can have the richest person in the world.
Mm-hmm.
But if their health fails, the only thing they want, they can have all the money in the world. Only thing they want is for their health to be better.
Sometimes that money can't buy it.
And money cannot buy it if it gets to that point.
Right.
So it's nothing more important, not family, not money. And this might sound blasphemy to some people, but not even your religion or church is more important than your health.
You got that right.
So I really want to make sure that that's a real take home, that people really put their health as a priority and really do the things to be preventative and not wait until an issue is there, till you having chronic pain and all those things. So, man, listen, chiropractic is amazing. Renewed Wellness, y'all gotta come check us out.
Oh, yeah.
I'm coming.
West Palm Beach, Lake Park, well, whichever one is closer, you're gonna get great service. We got myself and my wife, who's primarily in West Palm Beach. We got Dr. Isabella. She's Puerto Rican, so for the Spanish speakers, you know, she can.
Spanko.
Yeah. El Spanko, right? El Spanko, come see Dr. Isabella, right? And then in Lake Park, we got Dr. G, phenomenal doctor. He's Haitian, so he speaks Creole. So we got English, Spanish and Creole.
All the bases covered.
Within both offices.
Smart, man.
Amazing doctors, amazing team. So, man, listen, y'all gotta come check us out.
I'm
Whether
coming.
you get now, if you get in an accident, I want to tell the people, if you get in an accident, call us first.
Don't call 411 pain.
Don't call 411 pain. You have the right to choose your own chiropractor.
Yes, you do.
Your attorney cannot make you go to theirs. If you want to come to Renewed Wellness and get renewed, that's your right. So come see us. But even if you haven't been involved in an accident, even if you don't have pain, if you care about your health, you want to know where you're at, you want to get an x-ray of your spine, see if you have early onset arthritis, advanced arthritis, then that's where we want to come and be able to help people out. So I know that was a long take it home.
No.
Say,
that was perfect.
Yeah.
That's
That
what
was
we need
perfect.
sometimes, you know?
Yeah, that was
definitely,
informative.
man. Yeah.
People need to know.
Yeah.
That was perfect.
Definitely, man. So I appreciate y'all boys, man. This has been amazing, man. If there's ever more questions y'all want to have him back, I'll be more than happy.
Oh,
to
we
come.
want you.
I'll be
we want
more
you
than
back.
happy. More than happy.
We want you
more
back.
than happy to.
If I
man.
showed you that men's health episode, you'd be like, boy,
Yeah.
what was y'all talking about?
But you know what? Look at those things. We could dive into those things of what y'all was talking about.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
Yeah.
Ask a doctor.
Yes.
Yeah.
That
I get an
sounds.
That's true.
like
He
a
always
great
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kid
Exactly.
always wanted to have an actual doctor.
Yeah. I say I have to.
Yeah.
This is something that
And thank
it's too
you.
important.
Thank
You
you
know.
very much for your time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's my
And
been my
knowledge.
pleasure, man.
And what I admire from you the most is to be able to be in a profession like this, and you're a doctor. Not only that, you can relate to the average person, but you look like us too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To give all this knowledge, people get misconstrued about appearances or whatever. What's more better than someone that
Man,
talks
Joe came
like
here,
you?
mix right in with us, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Someone
He the
that
homie, he the
talks
homie.
like
Yeah,
you.
definitely, man.
Mhm. That's great, because you're at ease. You shouldn't have to be worrying about anything, and that just goes to shows that the kids that's watching this show or whatever, that hey, you can be anything you want. You can be anything.
And I'm gonna tell you what I admire. You could tell you love what you do.
Yeah.
You have a passion for
Yeah,
helping people.
Yeah.
absolutely.
I can see that. I can feel it. The knowledge you put out there today on the show, I'm sure the fans that are watching, they're going to feel it as well. So this has
Yeah.
been great. This has been awesome.
Absolutely, man. And you spoke about the kids. I know we got to wrap up. You probably
You
looking at the
okay?
time.
No,
right now.
no, no.
We
spoke about the kids. Yeah, right. You don't got to answer to no.
No.
Yeah. So you spoke about the kids, man, and like I think that's something that is so vitally important from what we do from a chiropractic standpoint, but just also them looking at me, looking at my wife,
Yeah.
and
Great.
seeing to where it's
You
like
could be anything.
you could be anything,
Be
right?
more
You
than a
can be-
basketball player and a
Yeah.
rapper.
You got that right. Oh my
Definitely.
God.
Successful. That's
Yeah. And
you
it's
know.
like,
Yeah.
man, it's so many different ways to
I'm on my second retirement of being in the NBA. You
yeah,
make it.
yeah. Second retirement.
Yeah, I
Second
would have
one.
been by the second one by now.
Yeah.
Didn't make it. I put all my eggs in the basket with that.
Yeah.
I'm teaching my son now. Don't put them all in one basket.
Nah, you
No,
can't, man.
I did,
But-
but I did. We
Yeah.
did.
We
that.
did. That's all we
did.
knew.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But you know what? We live and we learn. We want the next generation to be better than us.
And that's
From
the key.
from a standpoint of knowledge, from health, from finances, that's really what it's all about, man. So
Mhm.
if I could reach one person
Mm-hmm.
and they might be the person to go and reach tens of millions of people,
That's what
then I
it's all
feel like
about.
Did
my
your job.
calling. Yeah,
Did
that's
your
it,
job.
man. You know, so I had a conversation with my dad, and my dad was like, "Man, you really like this chiropractic stuff, huh?" This is when I first got started.
Yeah.
My dad is an elite
His
CrossFit
dad is
athlete,
awesome,
man. He's
man.
64.
Let me tell a quick story.
Yeah.
We'll never
Yeah.
get off this.
I'm sorry, bro. I done rolled into
No,
another.
no, you're fine. You're
This
fine.
is a true story. I'm sedated. I'm getting ready to go in the operating room. The table. I had a hernia, getting a hernia surgery. The first surgery with had an inguinal.
Mm-hmm.
They was going with the bots. You know, they was doing with the bots. I was kind of they juiced me up pretty good. I was high on cloud
Yeah.
1,000. Ran into his dad. His dad was in his 60s then.
He probably
Fif-
was 59, 60.
59,
He might have been right at 60.
Yeah,
I've
he
been
was
60.
doing the damn decathlon, like strongman, Iron Man shit. Popped his Achilles. He and I in there getting wheeled to surgery at the same time. I'm high. He's high. We in there talking about my wife. I'm in there talking about somebody cut my balls off. I'm in there laughing. His dad laughing. And that was a
Oh,
crazy
man.
place to bump heads in,
Yeah.
but we did.
Yeah. Yeah.
And man, it was great.
Oh,
though. He got
yeah.
a great dad, man.
That's all right.
Real talk, man.
They say
Uncle
the
Mitch.
fruit don't fall
Yeah.
far from the tree.
Uncle
Nah,
Mitch.
man, I came from
Yeah.
a good stock, man. I have my
Definitely.
parents to thank, man. I had a
Absolutely.
real
Mom is awesome, too.
Yeah, man. We
Uncle
could,
Mitch.
man.
Sure.
Maybe on the next episode, man, I go into my upbringing, man. It was wild.
Oh, we got
but
some.
yeah,
Yeah,
man.
we'll
Definitely,
set up
man.
a part 2.
But yeah,
Part 2
definitely.
coming,
Yeah.
ladies
Yes.
and gentlemen.
Stay tuned,
Yes,
man. We got a lot.
definitely
We got a lot to
stay
talk
tuned.
about. We got a
Why
lot.
not?
Man. We got a lot.
Well, we can do it.
We
all
go back to
the
Mount
company.
Olive.
Yeah.
We can do all that.
Yeah, Mount Olive.
Yes. I went to Mount Olive.
Yeah.
I went to Mount Olive too. The green cotton.
I went to St. James. I went to St. James.
Man,
Hey, so we got to do a second episode.
I went to Vacation Bible School. I didn't go to Mount Olive, but
Right.
Vacation Bible School was at Mount Olive.
Yes.
Everybody
All
went to
my family
Vacation
said-
Bible School.
I was
Mount
there.
Olive.
Man,
I went
yeah.
to Mount Olive for nursery school. The green cots
Yeah.
used to have us all lined up
All
in the
lined
row.
up, yeah.
So I know all about it.
Yeah, man. Mount
Yeah.
Olive been there forever.
Yes.
Forever, man. But
So definitely with that, we want to say thank you again.
That's right.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
Watch another episode and also recommend another episode to your friends
this
and family.
beginning of season
So,
2.
Yeah.
That's right.
This is the
Taking
first-
off
Happy
this the-
2024, baby.
got that
We
right.
here. We back
on
in.
Black History Month.
Season 2.
Absolutely.
and we getting renewed. Hey, man, it's a great start to season 2. It's gonna be
Oh,
a great season.
oh, hey,
I can feel it.
Hey,
Yes.
and
I
one
agree.
thing about it, if you hear about getting renewed, that we are congruent with Hits, Cuts, and Bruises. He's like our cousin.
Word. Big ol'
Oh, yeah.
words. Wow.
He's like our,
Don't worry
our
about it.
brother.
Absolutely.
I
This
next year I'm gonna be
man.
sitting in this thing like
family, yeah.
Yeah.
I've been renewed, ladies and
exactly,
gentlemen.
right? They gonna like,
That's before the BBL. or after.
Don't start no shit in the spangle.
Oh, man.
With a BBL.
With a new booty. 47-year-old man. Chisel. That nigga got no stomach.
with a don't.
Hey.
Like that. Something different though.
Gag me with a spoon.
Hey, bitch, put the thighs in too. I don't want to mess with it. Get that bitch some fake thighs.
Yeah.
Like a football player.
It's been fun.
Oh,
man, it's been a lot of fun, man.
Yes,
I
sir.
appreciate
Yes.
y'all.
Yes, sir.
Yes, man. This has
It's
been
on, man.
amazing, man. I appreciate
Hey,
y'all
we'll
having
be
me,
back.
man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, and then now I see a commercial coming up to us pulling up.
Well,
at-
maybe I'm gonna set it up. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know about y'all.
I'm
gonna set
dead
an appointment.
serious. I ain't got no
Maybe
reason.
maybe you bring
Yeah.
the cameraman and
Yeah.
now if that shit look crazy and I be
Yeah.
you know,
That's good.
edit it in the
Yeah. Let's go.
No, but no, I'm just joking. I'm not worried about none of that.
Nah,
Yeah.
nah, man.
It'll be good.
We want you
100%
6'8",
safe.
bro.
I'm gonna come see
Definitely,
you.
man. Yeah,
I don't want to be
absolutely.
6'8".
He gonna be 6'8" when he come out.
6'8", but that's a big boy. Man.
I'm gonna tell you, I gotta look up to my son now.
What?
This nigga 13.
Yeah, I can believe
He taller than you now?
Yeah,
it. I can believe it.
nigga about 6'4".
wow,
Well,
Jesus.
14 shoe.
Yeah,
Wow.
I can believe it. Yeah, it's on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gonna jack up his daddy next week.
Yeah.
So, and you better
Yeah.
answer. So that is a wrap, y'all. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
Peace.
Yay.
Good night.
Sir.
Yes.
That's all right, fella.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah, right on time.
And he done been on so many shows.
Man, I enjoyed that. Man.
Thank you for coming and spreading that knowledge, man. Shit, I like
LeVar, if you can, put the episode from Tori explaining his DJ story with his wife. That's episode 2. Put the episode up. Also over here, want you to put the episode with Chad Scott with Mr. Jeff Evers, who is featured in that episode as well. I think that'll be a nice tie-in for this episode.